Hi, welcome back to part 2 of the 44 rules of D&D. And, yeah, last time we left off at rule number 24, I think it was. Yeah, I don't know how to do math, apparently. And, well, shit happens. So, I thought, coming back to this, and I know it's been a while since our other videos have been published, I kind of wanted to come up with my own rules for my table. Oh, you might notice I'm probably wearing the same shirt. Probably it is. From part 1. Let me sort of match the same energy. There we are. Anyway, let me show you my rules for tabletop RPGs. Whoa. Whoa. And here we have my 10 rules for the table. This is pretty simple, but I think it works for a lot of what I've had to encounter. Anyway, rule 1, we're here to have fun. Of course, I had to make it rhyme. Fight me. Rule 2, don't waste each other's time that we all took to do this thing. It's a social contract. Everybody says this. This isn't an unknown thing. So, when we schedule these, let's, keep to that and make the most of it. Rule 3, help each other in and outside the gaming session. This means we want to help people, play the game, find rules or whatever, but also maybe if somebody needs a snack while you're already up, get it for them. Just stuff like that. It's, help make the whole session be, help it conduct well, It takes everybody, not just the DM. Rule 4, don't metagame unless it helps move the session along without revealing secrets. Kind of like what I was saying earlier, help each other with whatever you need. And sometimes that means talking about tactics that your characters may not really know, or you as a player don't know, but somebody else does. That can help move the whole game along. And if there is a very inexperienced player who doesn't really play these games and sees creatures they've never really, encountered before, other players may know that that's a beholder that can just obliterate you. But you don't reveal that. You help encourage them to stay away from the I-beams. Stuff like that. Rule 5, electronic devices are allowed at the table, but use them for gaming purposes, mostly. I'll touch on the mostly part later, but honestly, we are so enthralled with, or enraptured with electronic devices that it's kind of hard to get away from. Even I, as a DM, is going to be using, I am going to be using a laptop or something to help me move this session along. So that's no big deal. Rule 6, discussions about game rules or decisions should be handled like adults. A GM's ruling is final. In my group, we have people that have DM'd or GM'd before, so honestly, whoever is in charge of running the story should be the one to help make decisions, or at least be concluded on something. And when we have these discussions, we don't need to fight about it. It's stupid to fight about made-up rules anyway. So, talk like adults, come to a consensus, and move on. Rule 7, if you have to miss a session, please try saying something the day before. This should be a given. And honestly, most people do this, but it really should be said. Unfortunately, there are those out there who like to go on drug benders the day of the session, and not give any sort of heads up when they totally could have. Rule 8, when the tone is set, try to stick with it. Serious for serious sessions, goofy for goofy sessions, and anything in between. Not every game is going to be super serious. We're not all going to get our robes and costumes and makeup on for every session. And we're also not going to be a comedian every session. So whatever tone is set for, if the campaign is meant to be serious to a degree, try to keep it up. If it's meant to be very casual, keep up with that. Don't try to get it serious all of a sudden, because, you know, people will, you know, bring their own, they'll bring their own stink to the table, you know what I mean? I hope you do. Rule 9. If you have questions, just ask. If you are questioned, just answer. It is a game with tons of rulings, tons of descriptions. Tabletop RPGs aren't always a super simple thing. Some tables can get away with simplifying certain aspects, others cannot. Regardless, if you're playing 5th edition, Pathfinder, even Monster of the Week, there's a lot of rules to keep in mind. And if you play multiple rule systems, you're going to have a lot of questions. And vice versa, if you're questioned, just answer. It's okay you misread a rule that might let you stockpile bombs when you shouldn't. You misread it. It's fine. It's no big deal. It's okay. I promise. And rule 10, don't be a douche. Just have fun. This is duh. But I want to end on that one because in all reality, we should all be doing this for fun no matter what. With that being said, those are my table rules, at least for now. I might change them. Who cares? But that's how I approach most of my sessions at my house or my table anyway. I like to just have fun, keep things moving, and go along. You didn't come here for that, though. You came here for the absolute degeneracy that is the 44 rules of D&D, according to this psychopath. Anyway, we're just going to continue where we left off, and that is Rule 25. Rule 25. I don't remember the voice. We're just going to go with it. Rule 25. I don't give 2 fucks what Reddit said about X or Y ruling. We get it. You're an edgelord. It's fine. This is a surprise anyway. This guy totally doesn't give a shit about other people's opinion. And like I said before, he shouldn't be at the table being a DM. Rule 26. I actually give less of a fuck about what your mates... Wait, your mates and group did? Sorry, I had a conniption reading that. It just came out weird. So oh, cool. He doesn't care about what your friends and other group did. Obviously. Saying anything to me about other players not liking me doing X or Y without them saying it directly to me will result in me kicking you out of the group. Don't use someone else to push your own agenda. He sounds like a real tough guy. Real tough guy. He's real tough. Rule 28. You are not to sit down and have a 2-hour discussion about what Samson from Bundura Secondary did 3 weeks ago when you come to play. Take the 15 to 20 minutes I used to set up and review my notes to talk to each other and then sit down to play. I want to make it super angry when he talks about playing because it doesn't sound like this guy wants to play diddly dick except his own, and he should do it alone. Rule 29. Saying shit like, guys, come on, we're not here to have fun, we're here to play D&D, this is serious business, is rude and dismissive of how much work I put into this. I will simply go home if I hear this shit. Now, when I first recorded for this whole video and shit, this was one of the rules that kind of threw me off. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like he's way too serious for his own underwear. And yet we come to Rule 29 saying, we're not here to have fun. That's what you make it feel like, Mr. DM. This guy doesn't make it seem like he wants to have any fun. So this rule makes no sense to me. I hope somebody else is as bothered by this as I am. Because what the fuck? Rule 30. Don't fucking order food randomly. We will eat together at a specific time or not at all. I don't want food shit all over my things. Okay, I will give him this. It sucks when you have your own material and people put stuff on them, like food stuff. It's just like grease on some playing cards sucks. Or just getting stuff on mats. It's already bad enough that people fuck up your mats from other stuff. Just, yeah, I get it. I get that part. But the order do people order food randomly? If that's the case, those players are kind of dicks. This DM must be around the most dickish region of D&D play over in England. He has to be, to have these rules. Rule 31. No food or drinks near any of my D&D gear. If you wreck something, you can pay for it. I let one person trash my DM screen once, and I never had it replaced by them. In fact, I had that person attempt to gaslight me into believing they didn't wreck my shit at all. I'm not stupid. You're an adult. Accept responsibility. I feel like this person writing down these rules just hit a really bad memory and went down that road again. Probably for the 30th time. Rule 32. Arguments between party members outside of roleplay will be resolved by me giving them the definitive ruling. If you don't like it, fuck off back home. I like how I turned him into Muscle Man from the regular show. Arguments between party members outside of roleplay. I mean, yeah, people shouldn't be arguing. That's pretty fucked up. Oh, also, for the previous rule, the no food and stuff, aside from his weird little trip down memory lane, yeah, you shouldn't be having food near all this stuff anyway, and if you do, be extremely careful. It's just common courtesy. Rule 33. I don't give a fuck what they did in Critical Role, or what that one guy on Reddit said, or if you think that it's all make-believe so you can do whatever you want. The world I run works on internal rulings and lore I created specifically for it. This is a valid rule, although said in a very dickish way. Like this, you can tell his asshole's on fire. But this is actually a very valid rule. Around the time that Critical Role was getting super popular, I heard stories of people trying to replicate things from that show. And that's cool and all, but not every table has Matt Mercer at it. Not every table is going to have Liam O'Brien. It's just how it is. You're a regular nerd out in the fucking wild who is not working their 9 to 5, hanging out with your other friends. Just play the table you're at. And this feels like something that should have been established. Like these whole, like, you can't do what you want. Like, yeah. As a DM, you should be talking to the players before you really start getting into your sessions of how your game's supposed to run. I don't understand the apprehension here. You either have really douchebag players or you didn't communicate properly. Rule 34. Every single person in this chat is having debuffs applied to their characters that should have occurred a long time ago. This will be specific to characters. What do they mean? Why are these debuffs specific to the characters? Is it a character thing? Why is this a rule in your D&D rules for 44 D&D rules? What is happening? I feel like you've devolved. You've become a primordial ooze. At least your brain has. Chill out. What is happening? I'm gonna die now. Rule 35. If you don't bring your sheet, you don't play. I mean, that's kind of valid. You really should be having your character sheet, but I also play with, my wife DMs as well, and she likes to have backups just in case, and for also keeping track of certain things that she likes to do to people behind the scenes. You know, just typical DM things. And we also have people who have really shit memories, and she understands that because she has a shit memory. So having backups for your players is I mean, not every DM should do that. That's up to you if you want to. It should be an option. And honestly, this guy is kind of still valid for saying that. If you don't have your sheet, you don't play. I like to play, and I like to have backups for us to continue playing. So that's one of the big reasons why we have it. You don't have to, though. Rule 36. If you don't bring dice, borrow some. There should not be a rule. Duh. Who cares? Why is this on here? Rule 37. When we play D&D, I'm not your friend. That doesn't mean you treat me like an enemy during the game. It means I'm no longer being nice. You have friends? And it feels odd that he has to specify some of this. Like, that doesn't mean you treat me like an enemy. It just means I'm no longer being nice. What? First off, you should already know that when somebody's DMing, they're telling a story. That it's not like they're trying to do rough things to your character on purpose. You really shouldn't try to do things that are terrible to other people's characters on purpose. I mean, other than trying to kill them. Duh. This one feels weird to me. Like, there's a deeper story that this person didn't want to go into. Rule 38. If you treat me poorly in any way, shape, or form, nice commas, after or during, even more nice commas, the game, due to something that happened in the game, you're out. Oh, see, look, we have a comma. If you cannot separate a game from reality, I think you are a fucking moron, and I have little time to deal with that energy. Slay, queen. Fucking slay. Hell yeah, I have no time for that energy. Who's doing this to you? Who's treating you poorly? You shouldn't have them at your table. This should be something talked about more. People being a dick at your table don't belong at your table. However, we've all done this. I know I have. I've tolerated certain people just to have them at the table because I wanted more people to hang out with. But if they treat you like shit, get them the fuck out. No big deal. Unfortunately, I've had the displeasure of having people be dicks to each other, like to other players. And that is a different level of shitty you shouldn't have to deal with. But it happens and we shouldn't tolerate it. There's like validity to this one, but also this person's a psychopath, so like I'm sure there's more to it, you know? Rule 39. You will submit your playlists daily in-game. If you do not give me a spell list each in-game day, you will not be allowed to cast a single spell or cantrip in combat. I do not trust you guys to not use this against me. This was another one of those rules that when I first came across it, I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? Who has time to look over everyone's fucking spell list? I mean, don't get me wrong, you should try to keep track of certain things. This seems way too much. Like, each in-game daily, what? That maybe I did my spells a certain way that didn't need this, and other friends did too. But one of the people that was teaching me how to play a tabletop RPG had given me the idea to put my spells on note cards. And from there, I went from putting my spells on note cards to using dice to represent if I had multiple of that spell prepared. If I was a prepared spellcaster like that. And if I had a spellcaster that was the spontaneous kind, where you just had a certain number of castings per day, I would have a countdown die from, you know, from opening up like magic packs, the fat packs that have like the countdown D20s. Or you can simply use a D6 or whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. It's just something to note how many spells slots you still had. It wasn't a big deal. And in terms of cantrips aren't, you know, super serious. So who cares? This one seems strange. You want a daily submission of spell lists. Somebody hurt this person really bad. Rule 40. If you do not mark off spell slots as you say something like, I remember what I'm at, as a way to justify it, I will simply fail your spell, deal half your health and damage to you, and say you have no spells to cast for the rest of the day. He is way too into punishing his players. Like, this seems... Not only does this person seem psychotic, narcissistic, but, like, also... It's not masochistic, it's, the one that likes to inflict pain. That's what he seems. Like, why? If you do not mark off spell slots, or you say something like... See, that again, the thing I said with the whole keeping track of spells and stuff is, like... It was mainly a way for me to remember, because I have a bad memory. And like I said, my friend telling me the whole index card system was ingenious for me, because like I said, I can't remember spells or anything for that matter. But this is just crazy, absolutely crazy. This person wants to punish his players too much, way too much. Rule 41: if you break literally anything, you can buy the replacement that day, or not attend till you do. First off, people should not be breaking shit in your house. Don't do that. That's fucked up. But is he talking about his own stuff? Couldn't this go with the other rule that about the messing up of your gear and shit? What? And yeah, if this should also not be... This should be common. Common knowledge. If you break something, replace it. It's easy. Don't be a douche. Don't be a dick. Yeah, this person got hurt. Rule 42. If you complain about the choice of music, I fully expect you to bring the whole playlist to the next session or shut the fuck up. If you complain about the choice of music, I fully expect you to bring the... What? So if you complain about the music that he puts on, then you're in charge of the music? I know some people that wouldn't give a fuck about what this would. Yeah. Give them that choice. They'll be like, okay. Fuck yeah, dude. Rule 43. Cannot stress enough how little I care about how you feel about my rulings from now on. No shit. Shut up about it. You've already made this clear. Good fucking Lord. Oh, and Rule 44. I'm never just threatening you. I'm promising you. And that's when they, you know, foam at the mouth and fucking pass out. Well, everyone, that was the 44 rules of D&D by this very special person. Very, very special person. Fuck. Honestly, when I first came across these rules, my brain melted around the first few, because these are crazy. This person's a nut job. Like, this is someone who wants to play D&D. And honestly, they shouldn't. They shouldn't be playing with other people. And apparently they have players that should also not be playing around other people. Anyway, I leave you with that. I'm going to leave you with all that. I apologize for the big hiatus that we took. I just had some issues with recording and getting some editing done, but we're going to try to get back into full swing. So, if you see this, thank you for watching all the way through. I will see you next time when I find more stories to bring. And keep an eye out for some good lore. And yeah, I hope you get interested in... Honestly, despite this person, try out D&D. D&D is fantastic, or any tabletop RPG. Being able to create a character and play it with your friends in a more imaginative way than the video games allow, because usually video games have like a backbone that you strictly adhere to, whereas a rule system with pen and paper, you can pretty much create almost anything and go with that. I think that's pretty cool. So with that, find yourself a cool table, play some D&D, have a wonderful time. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you, and as always, be good people. Bye-bye.